Do you support the enactment of a 0.5% sales tax on tourism-related goods and services in La Crosse County? That was one of the referendum questions on yesterday's ballot.
An overwhelmingly number of La Crosse County voters are in favor of that sales tax as a way to fund unmet road needs. But will that happen? News 8's Sarah Tamer joins us now with more. Sarah.
68% of La Crosse County voters voted in favor of the sales tax, while 32% voted no. It's an increase from April of last year, when 54% of voters were in favor, while 45% were not. But the sales tax still has to be pushed through the state legislature, which La Crosse officials say has always been the battle.
How do we pay for the growing unmet road needs?
It's a question we've heard before, a question that La Crosse County made clear it needs answers to.
Counties just don't have very many choices in how to pay for roads.
That's when the Premier Resort Area Tax was introduced last year, otherwise known as Pratt. It's a sales tax on tourism-related goods and services in La Crosse County, and it would essentially fund infrastructure.
So the Pratt came about as kind of out of desperation.
La Crosse County now has $101 million in unmet transportation needs. That's 282 miles of roads and 69 bridges that the county is responsible for maintaining. So if 68% of La Crosse County voters, in a record turnout, are in favor of a sales tax to fund those unmet needs, will Pratt get approved by the state legislature this time around? When 54% of voters in 2017 were in favor of the sales tax, Johnson said it didn't make a difference.
So Representative Doyle's legislation went to a committee. The committee chair wouldn't even let it have a hearing, wouldn't even take up the issue, wouldn't take up the bill.
Some voters have blamed Governor Scott Walker for the unmet road needs, but would a shift in leadership actually make a difference when it comes to Pratt?
I don't think that's likely to change. I don't think it's going to be, bags and bags full of money coming to counties. These are going to be incremental shifts, I would guess, at the state level. It's been a long, long time in the making, and it's going to take a long time to fully correct it.
I spoke with the executive director of the La Crosse County Convention and Visitors Bureau, who says he's not in favor of a sales tax because it may negatively impact tourism in that area. He says a 0.5% increase on hotel rooms, restaurants, and goods is concerning because it makes competing with other markets across the region more challenging. He says the county already has an 8% hotel room tax, and he does not support adding another 0.5% to that.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. And Pratt will be introduced again in the next legislative cycle in January.